Hey guys, I'm trying a new style video here where I explain the decisions I make throughout one of my recent games, so that hopefully you can learn a thing or two. I decided to draft around Elite Archer as my opener because I'm playing Shepherd, and there are lots of great supporting units in my role for it. Holy Avenger slots in nicely to protect Wave 13 later, and Treant provides amazing early tank value with Tree of Life potential on a Sovereign later on. My decision making got a little muddled after this point as I was running out of time. I didn't want the Bone Warrior as I was playing Shepherd, so I thought it would be a wasted pick, so I opted for Seedling, which allows me to have an answer on wave 5 and still have the flexibility that a tier 1 unit can offer, plus late game Sakura potential. My other concern was that I could have been susceptible to a big send on 7, so I picked the Graal to allow me to get a Trinity Archer or Holy Avenger on 7 if needed. My final role selection left me awkwardly weak on 6, so I think dropping Graal or Seedling for Infiltrator would have been a better alternative. I opened with Archer and pushed to 6 workers after getting a king up on wave 2. I can see my opponent does not have an aggressive opener, and I have extra value, so this is completely safe to do. I pushed to 7 workers on wave 3 for the same reasons, even though I only got a single snail. On wave 4, I could have pushed to 8 workers, but decided to play conservatively as I'm not getting sent much, and my teammate is Fiesta, so I want to allow him to play riskier. I only push 1 worker on wave 5 since I'm weak on 6, which punishes my draft choices. I do the original plan of placing a Graal on 6 to protect wave 7, but I am unfortunately quite overbuilt. I'm punished again as my opponent recognizes my value on 6 and decides to income send me on 7. At this point, I'm still on 8 workers, while my opponents are sitting on 11 and 13 workers. On wave 8, I see Ashton add an Elite Archer, so I decide to take a risk and do a full resend to try to break him. This ends up working out and creates a long wave, which allows me to send a Mole Hermit on wave 10. On wave 11, I decide to commit to Tree of Life Sovereign, which is not usually a good idea. However, I can see that my teammate is very strong on waves 11 and 12, so I decide to risk it anyway. I take counterattack, assuming I was going to leak and to allow for a bigger resend, as my teammate was going full already, but Ashton held quite well, so it didn't really work out. From here, we are preparing for wave 14 and 15, and I use my reroll. I get amazing late game options, which I trade for units that are no longer useful. My focus is on doing Chieftain Cheese with the Sheep and Green Devil. Everyone sends on wave 15, which is exactly what we wanted, since both of our opponents were weak on 15. I decided to send double 4-eyes, which isn't something I normally do on wave 15, but I wanted to make sure at least one of the 4-eyes lives long enough to kill the Sovereign that Ashton had, since he invested so much value into it. Widdowson and I hold incredibly well in this wave due to optimal split tanking and good value units, and our opponents live with a sliver of health. After this, we are very far ahead, but I almost threw the game on wave 18 as we decided to skip, and my positioning was really bad. My sheep was raised on the left, leaving it vulnerable to a single 4-eye send. I knew this was a risk, but what I didn't see coming was the Chloropixie in my split causing all the chieftains to die. Fortunately, Widdowson finished our king before this catastrophe, so we didn't die, and could close out the game on wave 19. I hope you enjoyed this game review. Let me know in the comments if you would like more videos like this going forward. Thanks for watching.